Okay, kids, this is a kind of a rudimentary, uh, sorry, with a head injury, I kind of lose my words, outline of how a bill becomes a law. So a bill can be introduced in either the House or the Senate. Once it's introduced, it's given a number. The numbers go in order, so the very first bill would be H.R. 1 or SB 2 or whatever. And then it's assigned to a committee. You guys looked at committees yesterday, hopefully. And depending on the subject matter of the bill, determines what committee it will be assigned to. Now, and this happens in both the House or the Senate, depending on where the bill was introduced. This is where most bills will die. Most of the time, the bill just gets what's called pigeonholed, which means they take no action on it. They just do nothing. They don't have a hearing. They don't do anything. They just kind of ignore it. But the committee can pass the bill. But as is, that does not happen a whole lot. Usually the committees like to get their little hands on it and amend it. Change some things here and there, add some funding. It can be shocking how different a bill looks when it goes into committee versus when it comes out of committee because of the amendment process. Almost no bill will pass directly on its own. Now, if it does, then it goes to the floor. And in the House, they have 3 choices. They can pass the bill, and it is by simple majority vote. They can amend the vote, or they can vote down the bill. Now, the Senate has an additional option. They have what's called a filibuster. Now, traditionally, this meant to talk a bill to death. No longer do they have to stand up and talk. All they have to do is say, we're not going to pass this bill unless 60 senators agree for it to go forward. So if one party has, 60 members, they really can't control what happens in the Senate. Now, let's say our bill started in the House, and it passed. Next, it's going to go to the Senate, and it has to do the whole same process again. If our bill started in the Senate, it goes to the House and has to do the whole thing again. But let's say, miraculously, it actually gets through. Well, generally what comes out of here is 2 different bills. They have different wording, and they have to make them agree. So what they have to do is take it up to conference committee. And these are where members of the House and members of the Senate get together and they iron out the differences. And then the conference committee sends it to the floor and they vote yes or no. If they vote no, obviously the bill dies. If they vote yes, then it goes to the president. Now the president has 4 options. He can sign it, in which the bill becomes law, like you saw in your little video. He can veto it. Now, that does not mean the bill is completely dead, because it can go back to both the House and the Senate, and if they vote with 2/3 majority, a supermajority, the bill can still pass. Or the president can do nothing. And depending on when Congress gets out, it either becomes law or it dies. So that is how a bill becomes law.